I'm Jeremy, and I've driven countless cars from around the world. But my passion is exotic cars. The faster, the better.
I'm Chris. I love driving too, but I like a little more comfort and practicality in my ride.
Together, we'll take you
Behind the drive.
So, what do you think?
What is this thing?
This is a Noble M400. Probably one of the fastest road legal cars you'll ever see. The Noble is capable of a 0 to 60 time of 3.3 seconds and will do 0 to 100 in 8 seconds dead. This is virtually a race car with a license plate. This is a 3-liter Ford Duratec. This engine was built in conjunction with Roush Technologies, who you might recognize from other Ford projects.
So basically, this thing is powered by a Ford Taurus engine.
I don't know of any Taurus pushing 425 horsepower. That's a pretty impressive figure for a low-volume sports car. The engine produces 390 pound-feet of torque. It has 2 Garrett T28 turbochargers, an enlarged oil cooler, and front air intakes to improve cooling. The gearbox is a Getrag 6-speed manual and has a limited slip differential to aid in traction. The Noble is set up for maximum handling. Double wishbone suspension all around, H&R coil springs with gas shocks. You'll also find that the suspension is adjustable for ride height and Pirelli's P0 Corsa, the stickiest road tire Pirelli has ever made. This is actually a DOT-approved competition tire. Getting this car out on the road, first thing I'm noticing is when we're coming into corners, the car's attitude is totally flat. There's almost no body roll to speak of. How does it feel over there?
A little cramped. I can barely get my feet in here.
The seats aren't bad.
I don't know, they're very plasticky feeling.
How was it getting in? Was it tough to get into?
Oh, like origami, yoga even.
Maybe we've stumbled onto something new here, a new health and wellness opportunity. We'll call it Noble Yoga. The Noble feels like a dog pulling at the end of its leash. It really wants you to push it a little bit more, to drive a little bit quicker. The gearing is such that it kind of lurches along at low speed.
Come on, Grandma.
You can feel now that we can go a bit faster.
Okay, speed limit 35.
The car's much happier now.
Speed limit 35.
Well, of course we are doing 35.
Yeah. I don't know what scale you're on.
The Noble M400 was envisioned as a track car first and a road car second. I guess the real question is it worth it? If you take liberties with the amount of power it has, it will chew you up and spit you out. There's no doubt about it. You want to give it a shot, Chris?
Let's give it a go.
Watch the dip pulling out of here because it's really severe.
Oh, I have to drive this a special way to get it around the dip.
You want to take this corner wide.
So
Start towards the center, about where we're at now. Wait till the last minute and cut in to the right. There you go. Now you can straighten out.
All right, so but you got to tell me now because if you have to do that for every time there's a little dip in the road, how is that driving enjoyment?
You just have to be proactive in acknowledging the fact that there are obstructions and things to be concerned about. Now, do you feel like you know what all 4 corners are doing all the time?
You know, it's almost too much information for me. It's like if I make one little wrong move or I don't know. It seems like it wants to go faster. Whoa, it really does transmit the road, jeez.
Kind of like a nice shiatsu.
That'll really wake you up.
The fact that you could have a race car and then also drive it on the road is kind of the best of both worlds.
So really this car is only useful for driving fast.
I think it's time for something a little bit more exciting.
Like what?
It's time to go to the track. Out here, anything goes. The Noble is rated to have 1.15 G of lateral cornering grip. This car just will not come unstuck. There's nothing to get in the way. No slick paddle shift gearbox, no tenths of a second shift change. All very positive mechanical movements. But you hear that noise and it gets you into the moment. You turn the wheel, it's there. Seems like it's pivoting right around your waist.
Got those tires warmed up for me?
Yeah, I think you're set.
All right. Anything I should know before I get in?
Lots of torque, lots of horsepower, no traction control. That's all you gotta remember.
Okay. I'll see you in a bit. Here we go. All right. Like I feel like I constantly have to keep adjusting the steering wheel to kind of keep it on course. This clutch and this gearbox is just a little tricky. There's no safety features. It gets me very nervous. I feel if I make any kind of little mistake, I'm gonna end up over in the gravel. It really moves, but see, now I'm coming into the corner. I'm feeling a little, I almost went a little too fast there. It's just a little too much power and just a little too sensitive for my comfort level in this car.
I'm just curious, did you have a bit of a moment out there? The hazards are on.
I did.
What do you think?
It was good. But I gotta maybe check the suspension and the handling a little bit more.
All that time out there wasn't enough?
No.
So what do you think?
Like I said, a little too much car for me.
It's okay as a road car, but once you got to the racetrack, for me, that car really came alive. What do you think, sort of the first lap out?
It was exciting, but I just maybe a little bit too timid for that.
I would have to say it would be tough to find a car on a track that would give you the thrills that the Noble does, especially for the cost of entry. The drawback, perhaps, a little bit intimidating.
Right.
I mean, it is almost as fast as a Formula car, as an open-wheel, track-only car. But with that in mind, I think the Noble's tough to beat.